Radiant team.
Hello everybody, my name is CulBlu, and I am bringing you guys the second game, or first game, whoa, man, it's been a long day. Second series that I'm casting today. The first game in the Business Gaming versus Irresistible Stallions in the JDL. So this is going to be the game that I cast for them, the first game in their series. And, yeah, man, wow, this is going to be an interesting one. We're going to see how this goes. Alright, so the Business Gaming Irresistible Stallions, I don't have much stats on either team. I know the Business Gaming had a game that they were supposed to play, but they couldn't because the other team didn't show, so they got a default win. And that was the last time I remember hearing about them. So that was a little while ago. But as of right now, as far as your votes go, I mean, everybody's like 80% thinks the Business Game is going to take this 2 games in a row. Whereas 12% of y'all people out there that voted, all 55 of y'all, y'all think that it's going to be 1-1, and Irresistible Stallions is set up with a 7.27% chance of taking both of them, according to the votes. So it sounds like we got some the Business Gamers, or the Business Gaming fans out there. And you know, I actually used to know somebody who played on the Business Gaming. I don't think they play on it any longer, or maybe they still do. They play under a different name. I don't know. But for the most part, I'm gonna be slightly rooting for the Business Gaming. So got some bias here. Sorry to tell you. All right, so let's go with the bans. Irresistible Stallions. They do have the ban on Earth Spirit and Lone Druid. Makes me a little bit sad to see Earth Spirit not get played. I know a lot of people are kind of offended that Earth Spirit got put into the patch, or got put into the game finally. But I think it was something that was inevitable, something that was going to happen. And I honestly do think very soon they're probably going to increase the bans. I don't know if that's official. I don't know if it's going to be an official thing. But I do think we're starting to get to a stage where we might need more bans, because there's a lot more heroes that people want to ban out. And if you guys don't recall, way back in the beta days of Dota, when there wasn't that many heroes before they actually switched it back over to the normal way, I guess, there used to be 3 hero bans. There used to be straight up 3 hero bans. That was it. Now and then they moved to 5, and then they changed the order of the way they're banned, and they did some shuffling. So, long story short, it's not above Ice Frog and crew to make more bans. But all that's said and done, we're not going to see Earth Spirit, we're not going to see a Lone Druid, we're definitely not going to see an Undying this game, and I think maybe the Business Gaming, I don't know their playstyle, but with the Undying ban first, either they have a target ban on Irresistible Stallions, so they got their number, or maybe they like to team up a lot, I don't know, maybe they like to dive. Some people like to play very aggressive Dota, some people like to play very passive Dota. Depends on your state of the game, depends on how you feel that day. It all depends on how you feel that day. So moving on to the other ban, we got an OD game banned out by the Business Gaming, which makes me a little bit sad. Like I said, I want to see OD games. I want to see Lone Druid games, because everybody keeps banning them out. So I'm like, what is the deal with Lone Druid? Is he just that bad of a hero to face? And apparently the answer is yes. But Death Prophet, I've seen her do her due diligence. I've seen her do her dirty work, and it's very disgusting to watch. It's kind of gross when she just, you know, wrecks people with her abilities. Death Prophet, definitely a strong mid. She's still a strong mid. I don't think she's as strong as some people like to put her out to be, but overall, I think she's a really strong mid. Oh, my bad. Sorry, trying to adjust things here. But I do definitely think she's a really strong mid. It's a little bit curious because she still has an issue with HP, but then again she has sustained out the wazoo if she has 4 stacks or 4 charges of her Siphon Spirit, I think that's what it's called. And it just makes it a little bit interesting to watch, because sometimes you're like, oh man, Death Prophet's about to lose her life, she's about to die, and then she's just like Siphon Spirits like 3 people, and all of a sudden she's like full HP, and it's like, what the heck just happened? And you know, heaven forbid, speaking of heaven forbid she gets herself Octarine Core. I mean, it just gets even grosser. And Zeus over here, speaking of heaven, he's gonna be picked up on the side of the Business Gaming. As far as I understand it, Zeus loses relatively hard to Death Prophet. The main reason is because Siphon Spirit has a slow, and Zeus wants to try to nuke you down and just do a bunch of damage. So sure, maybe the nukes might be enough to take Death Prophet all the way down to 0 life. But if Zeus cannot kill Death Prophet in the first 2 or 3 nukes that he drops out, then I think he's pretty much all but dead, because the slow and Siphon Spirit is actually pretty massive. It's a whole entire, was it 20%? Yeah, okay, 20% at max level, but it's a 20% slow at max level, which means that Zeus probably can't do anything. And based on the way I've seen some Death Prophets play, I think there's a lot of people who prefer to max out Siphon Spirit over Cryptic Swarm. And considering that Death Prophet and Zeus, they'll reach their levels faster. We're probably going to see maybe 1 or 2 deaths on Zeus because of the Siphon Spirit. And I think his Death Prophet is probably going to preference that. I hope she does, because I like that build. That build's actually really cool. It's been growing on me a little bit. So moving on to everything else to talk about, because Zeus was picked up. It says Zeus modified. So I think that means that we're going to see the Zeus with the buffs. I don't know. Or Zeus with the arcane. I don't know why it says Zeus modified. Anybody know that? I didn't realize that until just now. It's really weird. But we see Zeus modified, and we also see Spectre for the business gaming, and that means that they want to sit back. They want to have a 4 protect 1 type strat. They want to have Spectre maybe just drop an ult to show up for a help out with a kill, get some XP because of that. So hopefully we'll see the business gaming play a more like, you know, aggressive 4 style. 4 style? That's not the right word. There's a word for this. I mean, 4 protect 1 is a strategy, I guess, but I want to see an aggressive version of that. So I guess if they can play an aggressive version of like a 4 protect 1, then that'll be really interesting to see, especially considering they have a Zeus who has the ability to roam around, potentially roam around, and actually get some nice ganks off. So maybe they can pair him up with someone like a Tusk, who is still completely ignored. And you know, I need to check to see if Tusk was removed, because like I said, a lot of people have been ignoring Tusk pretty hard. Maybe he just got his nerf that he so deserves. I know, I need to check up on the patch notes. I need to see if there's a new patch release that I didn't know about. But moving on to everything else, we got Irresistible Stallions. They did pick up a Slaughter as their secondary pick, and I like Slaughter in the offlane. I think he's a very meh type hero, but he's reliable. He's, you know, he drops his ult, he drops a crush, and then he runs away, or he punches you in the face a few times. Either one, those are all good options. So Irresistible Stallions have a relatively solid offlaner to go for him. Moving to the business gaming and also Irresistible Stallions bans, we have the Omni Knight banned out, we have the Ancient Apparition, we have the Juggernaut and the Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit, Juggernaut, I think they could have dealt with those two. I think maybe the business game were a little bit afraid that Juggernaut could easily solo Spectre, and on top of that, Juggernaut does come online a lot earlier than Spectre does. That said, I don't think Juggernaut's online state is as scary as Spectre's, but in this specific game where you want Spectre to sit back, chill out, and farm, you don't want any carry that can come on online faster than her. I do think they're still open to someone like a Slark being picked up, but Slark is not as bad as Juggernaut, because I think Slark doesn't carry as hard as Juggernaut. Slark snowballs harder, but I don't think Slark carries as hard as Juggernaut can. Moving on to the other ban though, Vengeful Spirit got banned out for the business gaming, so no suicide saves, and no swaps, and no shenanigans, or insert S word here, for Irresistible Stallions. And also, Irresistible Stallions banned out the Omni Knight, which I was very interested in. They also banned out Ancient Apparition, so Ancient Apparition relatively okay versus Death Prophet, if you can ever hit level 6, of course. But once he does hit level 6, Death Prophet doesn't heal as much. She is heal based because of her Siphon Spirit, trying to make her sustainable. And that's pure damage. Oh my gosh, guys, Siphon Spirit is pure damage. Holy crap, please nerf this ability. Oh my gosh, at least like give it like 3 charges or something. Jeez, it's crazy. So it's pure damage, it pierces spell immunity, which I think the pure spell immunity means that it just it continuously slows. I think that's all it means. I don't think it actually does damage if you're spell immune. I need to look that one up. But for the most part, it just takes so much HP away from people, and it's pure damage. Ugh, man, that's so gross. All that aside, though, Ancient Apparition gonna be really good to have banned out, because you don't want you don't want the business gaming getting that to counter your Death Prophet. But it's also would have been good for Irresistible Stallions to pick up, but I guess assuming the fact that they wouldn't have the first pick after the bans, they decided to get rid of them. Moving on to the business gaming though, they did pick up the Dazzle for the extra sustain, so they're going to have Spectre nice and healthy in her lane. They also have a Jakiro on the side of Irresistible Stallions now, which means that they can push relatively well. I'm expecting to see a lot of early pushes. I'm expecting to see a lot of early aggression from Irresistible Stallions, mainly because the business gaming have put themselves in a nice little convenient box for them to say that, hey, we're going to sit back and farm up our Spectre, bro. So that means Irresistible Stallions can be as aggressive as they want to be. Slaughter promotes aggression, not as much, but he promotes aggression. Jakiro definitely promotes tower aggression. I mean, he just wrecks towers with this freaking Macropire, or not Macropire, Liquefier. Which I love Liquefier as an ability, but I like it better when it costs mana. I'm sorry. It's really nice to have as a Jakiro, but it used to. It used to cost mana. Yeah, it used to cost mana. Hold on. Let me look that up. Before I tell you guys some untrue stuff. Alright, but while we're going along though, the main thing is that I think Jakiro's Liquefier is pretty strong. I guess everybody's okay with it because nobody picks him anyway. But I think once we see that game where he just crazily rips down all the towers because he's split pushing like a baller, gets like boosted travel, and a boosted travel, that would be a good idea on Jakiro. If he gets boosted travel or something, just TPs the different lanes and split pushes you to death. That would be pretty interesting to see. Some boosted travel, blink dagger. I gotta try that. I'm gonna experiment with that. But for the most part, I do expect to see them be aggressive on side Irresistible Stallions because they do have Slaughter, who has a lot of HP and can dive. They do have Jakiro, who wants to push down towers and can also dive. They do have Death Prophet, who is very, well, relatively tanky. She can suck a lot of HP from you, and she can also dive. And oh look, speaking of diving, there's a Treant Protector here too. All they need now is a Night Stalker. You just got a diving team who's gonna dive all the towers. So Irresistible Stallion going to be really aggressive. The Business Gaming, though, they do have an Abaddon, so they're playing really defensive right now. They have a Dazzle, they have an Abaddon who can get in your face and get in there and do stuff, but for the most part, you picked him up for his Aphotic Shield, which is always really good. And if it gets down to it, Abaddon can also use the Mist Coil to heal up, too. So, TBG, they ban out the anti-mage, so they're trying to make sure that there's no carry that can come online and be more effective than the Spectre. I think at the end of it, the only other carry I can think of that would be good for Irresistible Stallions at this point, because they're going so dive heavy, could be a Slark, could be a Night Stalker. I don't know how well Slark will fare versus a Zeus, because Zeus does have a lot of nukes. Also Weaver. Weaver's still in the pool too. Nobody ever picks Weaver. I actually saw a game recent with the Weaver picked up, and it did really well. Like, he just split pushed, well, okay, he split pushed us to death because I was playing on the team, but he probably did well because I was playing, but that's not the point. My self-esteem aside, Weaver is still a really good carry to go for in these type of games where you have somebody who wants to sit back and farm. Now that said, Weaver's going to need his own farm before he becomes effective, sure. He needs a Deso before he can start ripping down towers. But you got Jakiro to create the space. You got Treant Protector to protect you, Treantly. You got Slaughter to go in there and do stuff. So I think Irresistible Stallions have room for it to be greedy with the carry. And speaking of greedy, Alchemist is also in the pool too. So if they want to go for an Alch, that would be nice. I think Spectre will probably do well versus Alchemist in the late game. But if it doesn't ever reach that stage, then they're fine. So maybe they can go for more push, maybe they can go for more gank. The options are open to them. All I gotta say is Irresistible Stallions have the world to go for. They just need to make sure that they have a carry that they can either have a carry that can carry harder than Spectre, or they have a strategy that can just make sure Spectre has zero space to farm. And I would like an aggressive style. That would be more interesting to watch, but gotta leave it up to them. So we'll see. Last ban on the side of Irresistible Stallions was the Brute Mother, so they're trying to make sure there's no more space creation, no single hero that forces everybody to go into the lane and focus on them. And the Enchantress was the last pickup for TBG, so she will be roaming around, going to the jungle, maybe trying to break the map wide open to make sure Spectre has as much space as possible. I do not foresee Enchantress being that impactful in this game because we do have so many people that are so damn tanky. And speaking of the gank strat, dive strat, Slark was the last pickup for Irresistible Stallion, so they are going to go for the super aggro, let's get all the people killed strat. And this ought to be fun to watch. We'll see how Zeus Modified works out in this game. Lols. Zeus Modified. It's funny. Zeus got a buff. He got modified. Okay. The people are picking their heroes. Not sure who plays what just yet. But I'm getting some very good info now. So, like I said, defensive lineup coming from the Business Gaming with the Dazzle Abaddon, and they're going to try to counter the aggression with the Enchantress. I don't think Enchantress will be effective enough. At least at face value, Enchantress will not be effective enough. You have the Treant Protector who can keep people alive with the living armor. It's going to be really annoying. It's going to be really hard. Enchantress is going to have a lot of work to do in the early game. So let's go ahead and move on to the introductions, because these people are about to play the game, yo. Starting off with this Treant Protector, we see Party Bear, all that Treant Protector. Moving on to Slaughter, the one and only Slaughter. We see Ace playing Slaughter on Slark. Man, this is gonna be impossible. Slaughter, Slarkdar, Slark. We see Ice9 playing Slark, and on this Jakiro, or Jakiro, as I like to call him every once in a while, we see Jedi playing him. These are not the dragons you're looking for. And on this Death Prophet, we see ourselves GBPS, or gigabits per second. That's gigabits, not gigabytes. It's totally different. There's a difference. I forgot what it was. We'll learn later. I gotta do some homework after this too. Jeez. Man, first world problems. Anyway, moving on to the introduction on the side of TBG, we see Bellatrix playing that Dazzle. We see Abaddon being handled by Mafia Cheese. Specifically the Mafia Cheese. Not the religious cheese, but the Mafia Cheese. And the police cheese is not, definitely, don't go there, just Mafia Cheese. And on this Enchantress, we see ourselves Quilly playing Enchantress on this Zeus modified. Specifically the modified version of Zeus. Not the normal one, just the modified one. Because, you know, Zeus is modified. We see KBBQ playing him. And last but not least on the Spectre, we see the one and only Excellent. And I think we see a challenge for the rune. Looks like Slark. Slark going to take the top rune. And the other rune goes towards the Death Prophet. Oh wow. Okay, so both bounty runes going towards Team Stallion, so they're gonna have a nice little start going their way. So I'm gonna feel very happy about this. So far the lane should be relatively well, or going relatively well. Slark is probably going to have the best of times because that means he can go online a little bit faster. He's going to be going against a aggressive tri-lane, Abaddon, Spectre, and a Dazzle. So he's not going to have the easiest time trying to kill anybody at all. Abaddon pretty damn tanky. He does have the aphotic shield though. It looks like he's going to go ahead and pop that aphotic shield, just go for some damage. Dazzle has no point inside the poison touch. Looks like he is going to be forced to back away, just trying to flex his muscle a little bit. Meanwhile, we got a safe lane, a solo safe lane Enchantress. Very interesting stuff. We do have the Jakiro hanging out with the Slaughter. Make sure Slaughter has the best of lanes. I think they were expecting the tri lane to be up top, the safe lane, so that way Jakiro can make sure Slaughter doesn't die too terribly easily. But this protective tri lane is going to be hanging out down bottom, and Slark is going to need some help down here. Looks like he is going to in fact have some help. Train Protector shows up. Train Protector does not have an ability. Looks like he's actually going to take quite a bit of damage just throughout the heal. Might not be enough though. He's taking quite a bit of damage. So right click's going to be there. First blood going the way of TBG, and Slark is going to be next. Looks like nope. Slark will be forced to pop that healing salve. Only level 1. Dazzle and Abaddon only level 1 as well, but they do have more people, and they are splitting experience between a few more people. So you just see a few abilities getting used, just some more damage. I mean, gold just being first blood gold. Meanwhile, Dazzle getting some damage on top of Slark, and up top we got Slaughter trading some damage, trading some hits with the Enchantress. And Slark still taking some damage. Abaddon has an aphotic shield, but that's really about it. Jakiro just getting a few right clicks off. Has a dual breath. Very important points. I learned the very hard way by 1, playing a Jakiro very badly, and I knew I played very badly, but we lost that game. And then 2, playing against a Jakiro the very next game, who played really well. And I learned that the effectiveness of dual breath, because I used to look at dual breath and think, oh, this ability sucks. This ability is horrible. It costs this much mana and doesn't do jack squat. But yeah, I got wrecked pretty hard by it. It's a really good slow. It's just a really good ability. Anyway, all is said and done. Jedi did pick it up first, but looks like he's not going to save his life here. He needs a stun or something. Abaddon's just going all in. The damage will be there. Fair fight gets eaten. Doesn't really matter. Zeus shows up. The lightning bolt gets dropped. The dunk into the ground. Dragon is dead. And Stallion off to a very uncannily bad start. Zeus modified, doing something, just hacking the game or something. Meanwhile, top lane going pretty well for Enchantress. She has 1.7 untouchable, 2.7 heal, and she can now go into the jungle if she so desires. Meanwhile, top lane Train Protector actually getting one right click. Wow, getting one right click off of Dazzle, taking a nice chunk of HP off. And Abaddon and Dazzle are on duty. Party Bear is going to be in a lot of trouble. He has a living armor available, but I don't think it'll be enough. Yes, okay, doesn't have to use it. Will eat himself a tree. And turns around, gets the clarity off of Abaddon, but Abaddon is fully healed up as far as his HP is concerned. And Slark has 0 room to farm. These guys are actually doing a really good job of choking out Slark as far as his farm. So the lineup of Stallion is extremely reliant on Snowball Slark. It's also really reliant on Snowball Death Prophet, and she actually might be the saving grace for her whole entire team. Slark has a whole entire 2 less hits. Spectre has 20. You would think it was the other way around, where like Spectre was in her own safe lane and Slark was in the suicide lane, but that's not the case, guys. Spectre is just getting some really good protection. Like these supports are really active. I like this a lot. Anyway, Slark's gonna be a little bit of trouble. He's actually gonna turn around, try to go for a kill. Has a dark pack available. Not gonna drop the dark pack. Instead, gonna take quite a bit of damage. Force to leap over the trees. Party Bear might be in trouble. Gonna drop the heal. Abaddon doesn't give any cares right now. Has an aphotic shield here in 3 seconds. He can actually drop it. He will not drop it. Instead, Jakiro does die. Aphotic shield does come through. 2 right clicks from the tower. Gonna pop it, and Abaddon has the heals. He's gonna go ahead and pull the creeps back. Meanwhile, Dazzle dropping the poison touch on top of Slark. Slark not having a good time at all. The heal bomb just barely missing. Slark gonna be able to stay alive. But oh no! Oh, the damage ticks. It might be enough. They might be enough. They will not be enough. Just like one more tick is all Dazzle needed. Meanwhile, in the last hit department, Death Prophet has a whole entire 24 last hits. Zeus has 14, so he's not doing well. Speaking of not doing well, Enchantress not gonna have the best of times right now. Just trying to go for Slark, and now here comes the Soul Siphon, just doing a lot of damage. Here comes the Cryptic Swarm 2. Slaughter has another stun available. It does get dropped, and the right clicks will come through as slow as possible. Here comes another Soul Siphon from Death Prophet. She's trying to get as much damage as possible. Enchantress still pretty darn healed up, so that's only what, 2 points inside of that. So unfortunately, Enchantress will be able to make that one alive. The heal sustained way too high. Who puts that many points inside a freaking heal? Jeez. Wrecked. That's what Enchantress said to that gank. So taking a look at the gold graph just real fast. We see the gold graph is in favor of TBG. They have been getting all the kills. They have gotten quite a few kills on top of Slark. 2 kills total, I think. Or at least a lot of kills have happened down at the bottom. Slark died twice. Oh, don't really matter. It looks like Spectre's going to be a little bit of trouble, going to be forced to drop the Spectral Dagger, trying to run away. She gets caught out, and she's going to be a lot of trouble. Abaddon has the Aphotic Shield in 2 seconds' time. He will have it in time, and Spectre actually going to be able to walk away. They do back away. Zeus shows up. He's big boy Zeus. KBQ is like, what you doing, bro? You better back up. Looks like a nice little Ice Path coming out from Jakiro. Living Armor will be able to save his life. Zeus does not have his Ultra set, though, so that's one of the determining factors of Jakiro staying alive. Speaking of staying alive, though, this looks like it might be the end of Party Bear. Taking a nice chunk of damage. Actually, no, the Ice Path, the clutch Ice Path is going to keep him alive. And actually, no, Tree Protector dying to that Poison Touch. Dazzle just touched him in a few inappropriate ways, and then Tree Protector just falls. I guess he just couldn't keep it up. His HP. I'm sorry, his HP. Sorry, that kind of wrong. How much damage did that do? That did not a ton. Just right clicks. And speaking of right clicks, Slaughter coming up top. I was gonna juke around the trees. Oh man, this Enchantress has been so annoying for him to deal with. She has so much heal, so much sustain, and he just can't deal with it. He's gonna go ahead and TP down bottom. And Ace, he might be able to help his team out. He has the Tranquil Boots available. No stun for a whole entire 20 mana, so he's gonna be waiting for a little bit. Clarity was popped on top of him though. And the whole entire crew is gonna be down here. They want to kill the Spectre. They need to kill the Spectre. I agree with this. Earner Shadows does get picked up, so that tells me that TBG want to be aggressive with Spectre. Excellent, that Spectre. And there goes the stun. Spectre gonna be backing away, initiating the fight. It looks like Train Protector does not. He's only level 1 still. Holy crap. Jakiro dropping the dual breath. It does miss completely. There goes Slark taking a nice little Spectre Dagger. Meanwhile, Slaughter is going toe to toe with the Dazzle. And Dazzle will be having the victory. Speaking of the victory, Zeus dropping the ulti from the mid, from downtown. Slark is gonna be the kill. And now we got Jakiro falling down as well. Kill count. Okay, not yet. Slaughter taking a little bit of damage. He's gonna be forced back. Negative earn charge. Gonna be able to get him the kill. And Dazzle does get it. So Gold Exchange still going in favor of TBG. I don't really know what much to tell you guys outside of this defensive / aggressive tri-lane is working out perfectly. TBG have the Dazzle who can throw out all the giant donuts, I guess what you'd call those. And Train Protector just keeps getting caught out. He's gonna go ahead and try to TP out of here. Dazzle only has 1 point out of this. They almost got the kill. So close to getting the kill too. Train Protector almost lost his life in that. I guess 1 more point? Yeah, 1 more point inside of the heal or the Poison Touch would have done it. Meanwhile, top lane, Slark going to be forced to rotate his lane. Does not want to die anymore. Jedi shows up with him as well. Just the rotation of shame, that's what we call that. And now Enchantress, she's level, what, 8? Oh my gosh. She's level 8, so she can do relatively well. Going to be eating a nice little dual breath to the face. Has a right click available, and she'll be forced back away again. Has another right click available, and she backs away again. Just trying to kite him a little bit. Meanwhile, bottom lane just getting overrun completely. No mod needed. No mod necessary. And Enchantress, oh my gosh, she gets the last right click. It does not get disjointed. She does get the last right click. Slark does die. And I thought Slark's leap disjointed right clicks. Apparently not. Was all that pure damage? That was pretty much all pure damage. Wow. Slark doesn't have that much HP to begin with. Meanwhile, up top, we got Jakiro and Death Prophet going all in on top of this Enchantress. She will be going down. Unfortunately, she's out of mana. Meanwhile, Spectre drops the ulti. I think she's trying to see if she can help out with a kill or trying to find a kill. Finds absolutely nothing. Just wasted ulti, so to speak. Shows up mid. Trying to go for a kill on top of Tree, I guess. Best you could do, but Tree has a little bit too much HP at this point, and Party Bear still only level 2. The supports on the side of Stallion are so damn poor. Like if you at this stage you would expect Train Protector to be maybe level 4, maybe level 5. You know, I wouldn't expect level 6 just yet, but level 4, level 5, they'll be right about it. Speaking right about it, Mafia Cheese, he's level 4. He's going to be eating a nice chunk of damage. Dazzle has a Shallow Grave, did not use it in time. Looks like the Abaddon will be falling. He will be falling. The Death Prophet's Soul Siphon a little bit too strong. Speaking of Soul Siphon too strong, they're going to go for it. If Dazzle can bait the fight, he will not be able to bait it. Death Prophet has an ulti available though. And 2 Fire Fires. And there's a whole entire Yules, or a Tornado Stick. And yeah, just some abilities, people dying. Okay, cool. Wait, actually? She used it once. Okay, she only used it once. Alright. So Death Prophet only used 1 of her Soul Siphons. That means she should have 2. Okay, I thought she had 3, but she has 2 left. So 2 Soul Siphons left means that she can actually get in the middle of a fight and go for some pretty substantial damage on top of all the people. It's really effective versus people like Enchantress, because she does have the whole entire untouchable. So just being able to get that ability down and drop maybe a Cryptic Swarm and getting the kill helps out a ton. Let's take a look at the hero levels. I want to look at that earlier. Treant Protector finally hit level 3. Dazzle's level 5 and Abaddon's level 4. It just shows you how well the bottom lane worked out. They were involved in kills. They were involved in farm. They were involved in more kills, and they kept their Spectre alive. Like, Spectre has yet to die. She's been having the grandest of times. It looks like they might be able to put, or they did push bottom tower. So if I say they might be able to push the bottom lane to kill the tower, but it's already died. Slark trying to heal up, just trying to sap some XP or something. I don't know, he's just standing still for a few moments. Doesn't really know what to go do with himself. Has a Wraithband available, so Ring of Aquila will be the main item. Meanwhile, top lane, we see a lot of people for the Radiant are hanging up here. 4 players total. They want to try to go for kill on top of Enchantress. This will be a nice tower kill as well if they can get it. Jakiro has a Liquefier at the ready. Drops the Ice Path. Ice Path will land. Here comes the Treant Protector dropping the slow. Spectre immediately dropping her ult. She wants to jump into this fight. TP is galore. Enchantress taking so much damage, but she actually stays alive. Sustain coming up from Abaddon is going to be a little bit too much. And here's a fight getting turned. Death Prophet trying to keep herself alive. 2 Soul Siphons not going to be enough. Zeus's nuke's a little bit too strong. And people are fighting in the Macro Pyre because the fire looks so cool. Slark does get himself a return kill on top of Zeus. That's going to be a very important kill. Meanwhile, Treant Protector's taking so much damage. He does die to the heal bomb from Dazzle. And this is going to be a last stand coming out from Slark. He's trying to do what he can, but Spectre shows up, smacks him in the face, and Slardar will be the last one to run away. He's not that close to Blink Dagger, but it would be nice if he had one. He does have Tranquil Boots available. They do get used. Drum of Endurance get popped. Spectre drops a dagger, and Slardar's going to continue to sprint, but he gets slowed. Oh, will he die? It's a big question. Negative Urn Charge coming through. Treant protects the heal. Just wants to heal him up, bro. Just slow down for the heal. Looks like the heal will be able to hit him in time, and Treant Protector comes back alive too. So it will be the living armor, and that's going to be the end of the engagement. But that was a pretty high-speed chase. One jump charge got used for that. They did not get the kill for it though, so it's going to be a little bit wasteful. They could have had it though. I would have went for it too. So we are trying to see ourselves a carry Enchantress, and I've talked about this once, and I'll talk about it again since we're seeing it now. But I've seen a carry Enchantress in the general build, the generally agreed build, is Dragonlance first, so you can have more stats and more attack speed. And then you get yourself an Aghanim Scepter. And then you get yourself some more stuff. Anyway, team fights happen in mid. This is going to be a solo Spectre versus all the world. Macro probably gets dropped out as well. Abaddon keeping his ally alive, heals him up, and drops out the Aphotic Shield. Very nice. And they do get the turnaround kill on top of Jakiro here in a few seconds. Spectre actually might be able to get the right click if she wants it, but looks like Dazzle's going to be a little bit of trouble. Forced to drop out the Shallow Grave. Zeus's ulti dropping on top of the people's faces, and Zeus able to stay alive. Slaughter's negative armor not going to be enough to keep him alive, and TVG are just getting the better of the engagements. Like usually in these situations, I would expect maybe Zeus to die, and Spectre might, get very close. But these guys are relatively healthy. It shows you just how well their levels are. I guess if Jakiro, maybe if Jakiro had another point inside of Ice Path, they might have got a kill. But hey, hindsight's 20/20. You can't really judge them too much for that. Just a very scrappy, bad fight. Bad fight for Stallion overall, but very scrappy fight. So at the very least, they're still trying. So taking another look at the goal graph, because I want to see how much further it's going down. Let's say 6k, actually that's 75k, an advantage of TBG. If that's 75 an advantage of TBG, and they've taken, what, 1 tower? Actually no, the tower advantage right now is in favor of nobody, so that's all gold from kills and farms. That means that TBG are just having way better engagements. Like, the people inside of Stallion are way under farm. Nice Ice Path from Jakiro. Unfortunately, only lasts for a few seconds. And the Liquefier only has 1 point. This makes me so sad. I would like to see 4 points in this, please. Ethelins for Zeus. So Zeus is looking to man up and drop a few more abilities. Just maybe drop a Thunderbolt or two. We'll be able to drop one. There's a nice little Arc Lightning too. Jakiro a little bit too healthy right now to drop the Zeus ult. And Zeus a little low on mana too. I thought I saw Arcane Boots on somebody. I think it was on the other side. Meanwhile, down bottom, Spectre and Slark are tangoing together. They're just dancing, having a fun time. Slark just negative armor everywhere, negative HP everywhere. I think in this game, Spectre is just having, like I said, she's having no trouble at all. She's gonna be going straight for Manta style, so no Radiance, unfortunately. But she wants to be involved in these fights. She wants to be battling. I've seen one game that I can recall where Spectre went for Sanji Yasha. I don't know how I feel about it still. Anyway, speaking of not knowing how I feel about it, we got Dazzle going to be TPing away. He actually gets tornadoed up, and there is the death for Dazzle. Gets silenced up as well. The secondary Soul Siphon, and he officially goes down. Death Prophet says, "Don't you dare run away from me while I'm Soul Siphoning you, bro." And Dazzle does die. Death Prophet is working on what looks to be a Octarine, I think. I think Death Prophet goes Octarine now. Or, no, yeah. Bloodstone or Octarine. Either one's good. Either one's good. In this game, I think Octarine will be a little bit better. Bloodstone will be nice if they can get kills, but it doesn't look like Stallion are getting the kills that they need. And dude, does Death Prophet has all the kills for the team? She has been involved in 4 out of the 5 kills that Stallion have been involved in. She has 3 of the kills herself. The other kills have gone to... Where are the kills? Just one on Jakiro? Was it W? No, there's... So yeah, just 1 kill on Slark, 1 kill on Jakiro. So that's really about it. Speaking of Slark, he's still trying to farm up items. I mean, he's sitting on a Ring of Aquila and a Poor Man's Shield. That's really about it. And we got a lot of people hanging out for Stallion up in the top lane. This means that a lot of people are sharing XP, a lot of people are splitting levels. And sharing gold. Fortunately, we have the Abaddon and the Zeus hanging out up top. But Zeus doesn't really care. Zeus just wants to get his big items. He has a Soul Ring coming up, so he's working on a Bloodstone. Dazzle working for a Rod of Atos. This would be a very nice game for it, helping with the chase, helping with the kills. And Death Prophet and Slark might be able to push down the tower. Death Prophet ulti is available here very soon. She actually drops her ult. She wants to go for the tower. They need something going their way. Spectre's gonna be the last one left to defend. The couriers, the creeps should be going down. And Slark just on standby around the corner. Meanwhile, top lane, the top tower's getting pushed. Jakiro shows up to defend, drops out a nice ice path, drops out a dual breath, slows him down a little bit. Abaddon doesn't give any cares right now. He has his ulti available, so if they can just pop his ult and walk away, that'd be great. But looks like they're not gonna be able to do it. Ace actually taking a ton of damage. He goes down. Jakiro gonna be forced back. Abaddon not gonna be able to get anything. Jakiro cancels his ice path. Meanwhile, Death Prophet was forced back from just the Spectre and the Dazzle, but they do get the tower. Just showing you guys that, Spectre drops the ulti. She wants to come up top to go for the fight. She's going to find herself a Jakiro. Jakiro does go down. Zeus going to be able to get himself a double kill. The ward vision was definitely there. And the top tower should be going down. So TBG taking the advantage even further in their favor. It's just like every single good step, or every single good thing that goes for Stallion, it just goes worse and worse. I mean, we can see... Unfortunately, the XP was a split between everybody. But at the very least, Jakiro gets picked off by Spectre ults, and then a team fight happens. They get lost a tower. Sure, they traded towers, but they traded towers, and they also Jakiro when you're already on the back foot. This is not what you want to have happen. Speaking of what you want to have happen, Dazzle did just TP out. Slark was trying to kill him, trying to murder him, trying to maul him, but Slark doesn't even have enough damage. Forced to TP up top. Slaughter's going to be here, and Dazzle has a smoke at a seat. Just a lot more defensive postures coming up from Stallion. And TBG are fine with this. Space created. That's what they say right now. Space created. Spectre has all the room in the world to farm. As soon as I say that, Death Prophet shows up. Here's Death Prophet. Tornado's taking used in Soul Siphon 2. They're going to try to get as much damage as possible. They get the silence as well. Spectre not going to be able to run away from this one. Zeus actually shows up on the backside. Dazzle might be able to help out the heal. Looks like no. Death Prophet cancels it. She runs away. Does not want to be involved in here. Immediately regrets her decision. Zeus ulti is available. Ethelins is available too. Treant Protector will be able to keep her alive though. Spectre just heals it right back up because of the Urn of Shadows. Vladimir's Offering getting picked up by Abaddon. So he's on TBG, so they'll have more push going their way. Dragonlance was finished up by Enchantress. She also has herself a point booster, so she will be working on Aghanim Scepter. Actually almost finished with it. So she's going to be even more effective. About 900 gold away from that. Dazzle probably pretty far off. I would assume he's pretty far off from his Rod of Atos, but he's actually pretty much on point. About 80 more gold and he'll have that. Blink Dagger finally finished up for Slaughter, so they might want to reveal this. Looks like they are. They're going to go ahead and have Slaughter just jump in. He will jump into the middle fight, catches a 2-man stun, but that's really going to be about it. Zeus gets hit with the Cloud, Dazzle, positive armor, Train Protector, almost got the ulti off. Unfortunately, it was a little bit too late, and Jedi on that Jakiro just taking so much damage. Like, what can you do against this? I mean, get a Blade Mail, but you'll still die. Ghost Scepter? See, if you get a Ghost Scepter, you get wrecked by Zeus. Such a horrible mix of damage right now. Stallion are trying to itemize themselves as best as they can, but I mean, you can only do but so much. The net worth tells a good tale of what's going on. Slaughter, Train Protector, and Jakiro are all just barely not worth as much as a single Spectre. Like, that is not a situation you want to be in. A single hero is worth more than all the other people. And Slaughter actually blinks forward, misses his stun completely. A lot of damage is going to be going his way. Almost all of his life gone from just one right click. Does he have Ags yet? Was that? It doesn't really matter. Zeus drops the ulti. He noticed the fact that Jakiro was pretty low. Now Jakiro will be losing his life to the Enchantress just from downtown. They do find themselves a nice Slark, and Slark forced to drop the ulti. Spectre just jumping all forward on top of all the remnants, trying to make sure she gives all the vision possible. And Enchantress does not have her Aghanim Scepter yet, but when she does get it, it will be pretty massive. Speaking of massive, we have a MKB fully finished up for the Spectre. So that means that she has big items. I'm wondering if she goes for a Heart next, maybe she goes for a Radiance, I don't know, maybe just some boost travel. Shoot, why don't I just go for Dagon? Excellent could probably go for Dagon, they'll probably still have a relatively good time. Slark, finally going to get his big item on the board. Does have the Shadow Blade fully finished up, so he will be able to roam around and get those ganks. The issue is that his damage output is not all that great right now. A lot of people don't understand that Slark is extremely reliant on the fact that Slark is extremely reliant on the fact that he needs his magic damage early game to actually do anything. His sorry, we got Roshan being done. Yeah, Roshan's gonna be. I mean, they can't contest this, so we'll just watch it happen. But as far as his Dark Pack, it does a lot of damage. It does about 300 damage, which relative to a support is pretty much all of his HP. But all that said and done, Dazzle right now has a whole entire has 1,000 HP, and Slark's combination of Dark Pack into Pounce, or Pounce into Dark Pack, is 300. Well, would be 200 if he was maxed out, but 200 plus 300, so about 500. So it's roughly half of Dazzle's HP, which is not a good situation because Dazzle doesn't have that much HP to begin with. He's a support. Speaking of support, there's going to be Enchantress getting a kill on top of Slaughter because he kept running. Nice Ice Path coming out from Jakiro. Nice Rod of Atos coming out from Dazzle, catching Death Prophet. Death Prophet can't do anything but just continue to run away. Tornadoes herself up. She will be able to survive for a few more seconds. Train Protector, beautiful ulti, catching 2. And here's a Soul Siphon as well on top of the Enchantress. They might be able to get the kill, but no, the Shallow Grave just showing a little bit too much work right now. And she will be still going down at the end of the day. Meanwhile, Death Prophet ulti's down. She's going to go ahead and just continue the chase. Gets hit with the Rod of Atos. Here's Spectre showing up for the middle of the fight. Hey bro, how you doing? Abaddon pops the ulti. And Zeus dropped his own ulti. Train Protector going to be the next one to go down. Jakiro, beautiful macro pyre. Also dual breath as well. No respect coming out from that. Actually, a little bit of respect coming from that. Death Prophet dies as well. Triple kill coming out for the Zeus, who wasn't really involved in the fight. Just dropped his ult and a few abilities and feels good about himself. And I don't know if he's working for Octarine Core or an Aghanim Scepter, but either one would be pretty darn good. Either one would be pretty darn good. It looks like Death Prophet. She bought herself another point, or sorry, another oh, stop it. Death Prophet bought herself another energy booster. I'm not sure what that means. She's going to be going for something else. Maybe, or maybe she disassembled arcane boots and built power treads. It's a little confusing on that one. Not sure why she has 2 of those. Maybe she wants to go for a. No, I can't justify Death Prophet's purchase on that one. Aetherlands? I mean, she can go for Aetherlands. I'm not sure how effective it will be for her. I mean, having extra range and extra spell damage on the Soul Siphon, I guess, is useful. But for the most part, I think it's a little bit late for her to get her Aetherlands. Yeah, it gives her utility, it gives her a bigger mana pool, sure, but I don't know. I don't know if I agree with this one. I think she should go ahead and just try to finish up the Bloodstone, or maybe even go for Octarine Core at this point. Speaking of things to go for, we got the whole entire Dire Squad, or most of the Dire Squad, hanging out around the side. Dazzle dropped his ult. They were thinking about going in, but decided against it. and they will back away. Radiant Squad are hanging on the top half of the map because this is their half of the map, you know, the topper half, the upper half. And they feel a little bit better about themselves. Now they can get some farm. Taking a look at the levels once again because this is very important to see how the supports are doing. Ooh, man, Zeus Illusion. Okay, it's fine. The supports on the side of Stallion are not doing as well as the supports on TBG, as to be expected. Oh, I guess that's sorry, to be gathered. There you go, TBG. Get it, guys? TBG, to be gathered, to be expected. No, nobody. Okay, fine. Don't laugh at my jokes. I'll just stop saying them then. What? Wrecked. Alright, moving on to the mid lane, we see ourselves a lot of damage coming towards Spectre, and she does officially, Spectre, Death Prophet, she does go down. And I hear Rod of Atos, that's gonna be a death. Nope, Train Protect's still alive. And there's an ice path. And Abaddon's working on Aghanim Scepter himself. Wow, that was gonna be amazing. We're getting to see Aghanim Scepter Abaddon, guys. Oh my gosh. Because when you have the advantage, just get more of it. Anyway, Silver Edge is going to be coming up for Slark, so he's trying to go as fully committed to the Shadowblade style play as he possibly can. Oh my gosh, guys, look, Snell! It's Snell! Look, the courier! Oh, it's Snell! I like Snell. Snell's a cool courier. Why do I like Snell? Because he's cool and he's blue, just like me. See? He's Snell. Look at him. Look how cute he is. Look at him. Sorry, okay, back to Dota. Alright, continue on to some more serious things like Dota. Bloodstone fully finished up for Zeus, so he did go for the Bloodstone instead of Octarine Core, so that's fine. Meanwhile, we see Abaddon still working on Aghanim Scepter. Aghanim Scepter fully finished up on Enchantress, and Dazzle has a Rod of Atos, and that's really about it. I think that's really all he needs. Spectre looks like she's working on what looks to be a Scotty, so for more stats. And now Abaddon's going all in. He said, YOLO, let's do this! And looks like they back away. Okay, he forced him back. He scared him. It's a very scary horseman. Ice Path comes through, stunning up the creeps, and Enchantress just ready to carry her team to the next victory. Tower taking damage, armor getting gathered, negative attack speed, but who cares? Because the Photic Shield shows up. And this is when you notice that Stallion can't fight this because Spectre 1 has an Aegis. But they can try. They will dang well try. Oh my gosh, the timing on this is so horrible. The Aegis actually gets used up. Spectre, not Spectre, Death Prophet trying to do as much as he can. Tree Protector, beautiful ulti, trying to hold everybody down. Spectre a little bit too survivable though, getting healed up by everything. Enchantress just too much heal. And that timing was almost perfect. If Stallion could have gotten that fight and gotten that kill on Spectre, that would have been huge. But looks like, unfortunately, TBG have had more than enough time to react. They know that Spectre does not have the Aegis anymore. So this will be it. Looks like Abaddon gonna be forced to drop the ulti. And Slark trying to go for a kill, but unfortunately he doesn't get it. And here comes the Spectre Illusions trying to go all in. And Spectre doesn't give any cares right now. Too much HP. I can't tell what her effective HP is right now, but it's pretty darn high. So Objective Gaming boys, that's what they'll be saying right now. TBG will be getting the Raxus. Raxus are more important than kills at this point right now because they can still lose a game. The fight recap just showing us a few abilities getting used. Can't really take a look at that right now. We see a lot of damage coming towards Abaddon. He will be going down. His ulti's coming up in 20 seconds though. If they can just keep him alive for just a little bit longer, it'll be great. Looks like he will be able to survive. A Photic Shield coming out. And now Death Prophet taking enough damage to go down. Enchantress going to be throwing a few more right clicks. Party Bear. He's going to be dying regardless. They do jump on top of the Enchantress, but Enchantress has a little bit too much to deal with. Slark. Sorry, Slaughter is going to be the one to go down. And Cooley just doing so much work right now. It's so ridiculous. And GG's gets called out. Stallion are going to tap out of the game. I do think it's high time to tap out because Slark cannot do that much in this game. Alright, so that's it. Alright guys, so that was a very interesting game. We got to see Enchantress be a carry, which is really awesome. We also got to see what I thought was going to be a more aggressive lineup get turned into a more defensive lineup, which is very interesting. I thought Stallion kind of had it as far as the aggression that they could put out, but they just got matched and beat by TBG. Like the lane matchup was just that was a beautiful rotation. Anyway, all that aside, my name is CulBlu. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I'm going to be casting game number 2 here next, so stay tuned for that. But if you guys want to check out more of my stuff, you can check my YouTube, which is youtube.com/CulBluDota. That's CulBluDota. And you can also check me out on my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/CulBlu. And that's really about it. So hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, I will see you guys whenever.